Alright, I'm back. And I know I've been gone for 10 years, but I do plan to be back to my regular schedule to where I at least have one video out every week. But let's go ahead and dive into what's new for patch 1.2. So I think the first thing that we need to talk about are the current and upcoming characters, with Zhezhi being the featured character. So for a quick summary on her, if you have Jinshi, she does make your team much stronger, due to how quickly it is to activate her buffs, and she does not take up that much field time. The only problem is that Jinshi is very strong, so she does not really need that much help to clear the tower. And underdeveloped Yanwu and Mortefi, it's usually a strong enough team to help you clear anything in the tower. Due to that, you don't necessarily need to get Zhezhi unless you're looking forward to harder content in the future. This can also be the same for her signature weapon, to where if you have Yanlin's signature weapon, you could just use that. So those are some things that you might want to consider before rolling for her. But if you do decide to roll for her, these are the materials that you are going to need to level her up. So let's quickly discuss where you can find these materials. You can find the plants scattered all around Tiger Mawl's mine. Now I will tell you that these are annoying to get, so I recommend that you buy all the ones from the event, which I'll talk about later in this video. Next, you have howler cores, which are generally found on most beasts. I recommend that you use the guidebook so that we can find these much easier. Also, the higher rarity monsters drop better materials. Then with her being a supporting character, you want to go to this domain so that we can get her materials, and there is a double chance drop rate event, but I do recommend that you mainly use that double chance drop rate on shell credits unless you're really hurting for materials. And this is where you can locate the boss that you're going to need to fight to go ahead and get those upgrade materials as well. And for the weekly boss material, you're going to need to fight the Bellborn. And for Zhezhi's Echo set, you're mainly just going to want to go with the Moonlit set because you're mainly just trying to power up Jinshi. So now let's talk about the new upcoming 5-star character, Xiangli Yao, to where that does give you quite a few options, to where the only thing you really need to think about is if you want to consider getting this weapon. Here, you can see what it does, and it is very strong, but it is tailored for him specifically. So you might not want to get it just because it's only going to be usable on him, especially if you already have the standard 5-star weapon, which isn't the greatest, but it does provide energy recharge, and he may have energy issues, but we'll have to wait and find out. So now let's go ahead and discuss the materials that you're going to need for him. For the plant, you're going to need Violet Coral, which can be found over here. You're also going to need Whisper Cores, so you want to check and see if you have enough of those. This is the domain that you're going to need to go to get his materials, and you need to fight Tempest for his boss materials. And for his weekly boss materials, you're going to need to fight Scar. When it comes to the Echo set, you're mainly going to want to use the Void Thunder set, but the boss Echo is pretty bad, so you could consider using the Lingering Tomb set, which could be just as strong. Bringing us to Shorekeeper, who is coming out in patch 1.3. Now this is going to be the character that most people are going to want to go for their account, so you might want to start farming her materials now. But since we are getting a new area in patch 1.3, unfortunately you cannot farm the Ascension materials since you're going to need new plants and new boss materials from the new boss. But you still will need a lot of Whisper Cores, Helixes since she is a supporting character, and a lot of weekly boss mats, so you might want to start using your weekly attempts on this boss so that way you can prepare for her. So that brings us to the events. We just recently got a double drop chance for materials, to where you have 3 chances to get double drops from forgery domains or simulation challenges. Now I recommend that you use this for shell credits, especially if you're leveling up multiple characters, because you lose shell credits very fast in this game. But if you feel that you have enough, you might want to consider doing a forgery domain for one of those characters that I mentioned. And hopefully you logged in enough times during this patch so that we got all of the login rewards. And you want to make sure that you do Zhezhi's storyline because it does give you a lot of experience. And this is the same for her test trials, to where you can get a few extra materials. Then we have the big event for this patch by Moon's Grace, to where you do get a lot of good rewards, so you want to make sure that you do this event. But it does take a while for you to clear out the shop, so you don't want to try to wait to the very last minute. To where in the shop you can get Resonator experience, Echo experience, Asterite, cooking materials, extra echoes, and probably the biggest thing are plants for Zhezhi and Xiangli Yao. So if you have not started this event, you just want to go to your quest log, and this should direct you towards the event, to where they're going to force you to go around and try to build stalls all across this area and get extra companions so that way you can do the event. You want to try to do this as quickly as possible because you get daily currency to send your characters out on missions. To where you notice right here, I can get a preparation credit, and that's going to give me an extra 50 currency. By doing that, I'm able to click on Lodge Wishes, and I can send my characters out on missions to try to get a higher rating. And you're trying to increase a lot of these ratings to double S so that way you can clear out the whole shop. But once you click on a mission, you simply just want to select your characters, and you want to try to increase the thumbs up as high as you possibly can. So this one one wants knowledge and action, so you pretty much want to go with the characters that have the highest knowledge and action, and then you go ahead and send them out. You can click this so that way it goes faster, and as you see, my characters aren't quite strong enough, so I still haven't reached that double S rank. But with me completing that mission, I can now make my character stronger. I go to the companions and I can give them materials so that way they level up. Now the highest level that they can reach is level 10, but their highest skill does level up if you give them extra materials. So I'm personally working on just 6 characters and just trying to max those out. So I want to get her knowledge to 250. So if I give her 16 credits, click on that, you'll notice that that went up 5 points. I can keep doing this. We can eventually get that to 250. I need another 16 and then she should be at 250. So knowing that, I recommend that you focus on 3 to 6 characters instead of leveling up everybody. I unfortunately leveled up pretty much every character to where I probably wasted a lot of materials. And these 6 right here, I think are probably the best characters to level up. So if you are just starting, I probably would focus on leveling up these characters so that way you can try to get higher scores as you do this event, especially if you wait to the last minute. And as you go through this event, it's going to make you level up stalls. Eventually you're going to level them all up to where they can go up to level 5. I recommend that you focus on the ones that give bonus wish tags so that way you can get more resources to level up your characters, because this is going to help you get higher scores, which is going to help you build these stalls even faster. Next we have the Illusive realm, to where you can't complete the whole Illusive realm until September 7th when the new character comes out, because one of the challenges is that you have to use the new character. But even without him, this is still not too difficult to clear through, especially if you have Jinshi on your account, because when you play as her, you can get this skill, Celestial Walker, to where every time you dodge, you stop time for a limited time, making it very easy to complete this challenge. If you combine her with the meteor metaphor, she's basically unstoppable. Besides that, you're mainly just going for metaphors with healing and shielding to where you just can't die. Because shielding's so good in this game, generally the Bellborn Echo is the strongest, but I did notice that that was not an option in most of the games. So besides that, I recommend that you either go with the Crownless Echo or Infernal Rider. And with the new Illusive realm, you do get a chance to buy a new Echo skin for Crownless, to where it looks like that, and it changes your animations to look like this. And finally, you don't want to forget to do the Tower of Adversity, to where this is going to reset Monday, so you want to make sure that you at least have 2 strong teams, so that way you're able to get all 30 points. But at the very least, you do want to attempt it, so that way you get a lot of good material for your account. And with that, that should be everything that you need to watch out for when it comes to this patch, at least for this week. But one thing to note is that I am close to level 70, so I will let you know if you get any better materials once you reach that union level, which I should be able to reach next week. But with that, I do want to go ahead and apologize that I've been gone so long. I had to deal with some real life issues, but I think I got it handled now, so I should be back to my weekly schedule. So hopefully you guys can forgive me, but let me know down in the comments if there's anything else that you would like me to discuss about the game. I could be sure to make the videos about it, but other than that, I'll talk with you guys later.